I crashed my brother's engagement party. After 8 years away, nobody recognized me, not my parents, not my sister. My brother's fiancée asked my name. I looked her in the eye and said, "If you find out who I am, there will be some asking for mercy. Thank you so much for being here with us today." Before we jump into the story, I'd love to know where you're watching from. Leave a comment with the city you live in. Now, let's dive into today's story. I'm Nathan Harper, and for 8 years, my name has been a ghost in my own family. At 19, they cut me loose, no warning, no words, just a locked door and a story they told everyone that I ran off, too weak to stay. Tonight, I'm pulling into the driveway of our old Virginia estate for my brother Daniel's engagement party. Uninvited, my knuckles are white around a creased invitation I wasn't supposed to get. My parents, Eleanor and Thomas, and my siblings, Daniel and Clara, didn't just erase me, they stole my music, my college fund, my place in their world, and handed it all to Daniel like it was his to claim. I'm not here to beg for love. I'm here to stand in their light and let the truth breathe. My beat-up sedan rattles as I park under the same magnolia tree I used to climb as a kid. The air smells sweet, heavy with summer's end, and the estate hasn't changed, red brick, ivy curling up the walls, porch lights glowing like they're waiting for someone else. I smooth my blazer, bought second-hand but clean, and feel my pulse in my throat. 8 years since I stood on this gravel, since Mum's eyes turned cold and Dad's voice said, "You're not our problem anymore." They told the neighbors I quit on them, but they drained my savings for Daniel's dreams and called it family. I step out, the crunch under my boots loud in the quiet. The invitation is from Emily, Daniel's fiancée, someone I've never met. She doesn't know what I carry, the years of scraping by, the songs I wrote in diner booths while they claimed my work as his. I'm a stranger to them now, not the boy who fixed Mum's garden trellis or played piano for Dad's friends. My chest aches, not for what was, but for what they buried. I'm 31, with a son and a life I've built. But tonight I need them to see me not for their sake, but for mine. I take a breath, hold it, and walk toward the house. I step through the wide oak doors of the estate, and the hum of celebration hits me like a wave. Chandeliers cast golden light over linen-covered tables, where glasses clink and laughter rises in bursts. Daniel's engagement party feels like a stage I've been written out of. I'm Nathan Harper, a stranger in my childhood home, and the weight of that truth settles in my chest, not loud, but steady, like a heartbeat I can't ignore. I'm here to face my family, who stole my music and my place. But right now, I'm just a guy in a thrift store blazer, trying not to flinch. Emily, Daniel's fiancée, spots me first. She's all warmth, her smile bright as she weaves through the crowd, her auburn hair catching the light. "You must be Nathan, the cousin from Richmond," she says, her voice kind but guessing. My throat tightens. I nod, letting the lie slide, because explaining I'm the brother they erased would crack this moment open too soon. "So glad you made it," she adds, squeezing my arm like we're old friends. Her touch is gentle, but it stings, a reminder of the family I don't have. I muster a smile, feeling like I'm borrowing someone else's life, and follow her into the heart of the party. The hall's packed with faces I half know, neighbors who used to wave when I mowed the lawn, family friends who clapped at my piano recitals before everything changed. They're older now, grayer, but their chatter's the same. Golf scores, lake houses, Daniel's big break. I catch my mother, Eleanor, near a table of canapes, her pearl earrings glinting as she laughs with a doctor in a tweed jacket. "Oh, he's one of Daniel's friends," she says when her eyes graze me, her voice smooth as polished wood. Not her son, not even a name. My jaw clenches, but I nod like I belong, tucking the hurt away. It's what I've done for years, swallowed the ache to keep moving. Across the room, a giant screen loops a video montage. Daniel at 10, banging on our old upright piano. Daniel at 18, bowing at a recital. Daniel now, shaking hands with record execs, his name in lights. My fingers curl into my palms. Those melodies are mine, scratched out on napkins during night shifts at a gas station when I was 19 and sleeping in my car. I taught him those chords. I paid for those lessons with birthday cash and odd jobs before they drained my college fund for his Juilliard tuition. The screen shows him signing a record deal, and the crowd murmurs approval. But I feel like I'm watching my own life, stolen and reframed. I force a breath, steadying myself. I didn't come to break down. I came to stand up. I drift toward the bar, needing space from the glow of their pride. The bartender, a guy my age, with a tired smile, slides me a ginger ale. "Rough night?" he asks, like he sees through my stiff grin. I shrug, grateful for the small kindness, and sip the drink. Its fizz sharp on my tongue. That's when my father, Thomas, steps into my path. He's broader than I remember, his tie crisp, his eyes narrow. "Let's not make this about you, Nathan," he says, voice low, his hand clamping my elbow. His grip digs in, not enough to bruise, but enough to warn. My stomach twists. He's marking his territory, like he did when he changed the locks 8 years ago. "It's Daniel's night," he adds, releasing me with a look that says, "Stay small." I nod, not trusting my voice, but inside, something sparks. His control isn't absolute anymore. I step back into the crowd, my heart thudding, but my face calm. Near the dessert table, a couple of guests, retired teachers, I think chat about Daniel's album. "Such a talent," one says. Her glasses slipping down her nose. "That song, Duskfall, it's haunting. My song. I wrote it after Mom stopped taking my calls, when the silence felt louder than anything." I wait for the pang of anger, but instead, there's a flicker of pride. I made something that lingers, even if they don't know it's mine. Then a man in a blazer, maybe a producer, tilts his head. "Sounds like that indie guy, Nathan Harper. He's got a track like that online." My breath catches. He doesn't connect me to the kid in front of him, but his words land like a crack in their perfect story. I turn away, hiding a faint smile, and feel the room shift just a little, but enough. The music swells, a string quartet playing something soft and familiar, and I lean against a pillar, watching Emily dance with Daniel. She's laughing, unaware of the lies propping up this night. I don't hate her, she's not the one who rewrote my life. But as I scan the faces, Mum's careful charm, Dad's guarded stance, the guests' easy applause, I know I'm not just here to watch. I'm here to step into the frame they cut me out of, not with a shout, but with the quiet weight of truth. The ginger ale's gone flat in my hand, but I hold it anyway, like it's proof. I'm still here, still real. The party hums around me, a polished performance I'm no longer part of. But I'm still here, Nathan Harper, holding ground in a house that forgot me. The chandeliers flicker above, and the scent of roasted almonds drifts from a silver tray nearby. My ginger ale's gone warm, but I grip the glass. Its weight a small anchor. I've just dodged my father's warning and heard a stranger mention my name, my real name tied to a song they think is Daniel's. That spark of recognition lingers, like a match waiting to catch, and I feel something shift inside me, not anger, but a quiet certainty. I'm not invisible anymore. I weave through the crowd, past aunts murmuring about vacation homes and cousins balancing plates of shrimp. I need a moment to breathe, so I slip toward a quieter corner near the patio doors, where the quartet's music softens into a hum. That's when I see an older man, probably a professor from the way he adjusts his glasses, squinting at me from across the room. He's got a program from Daniel's last recital tucked under his arm, and his brow furrows like he's solving a puzzle. "Excuse me," he says, stepping closer, his voice low but curious. "You look familiar. Are you Nathan, the one who wrote Duskfall?" My heart stumbles. I force a laugh, shaking my head. "Just a guest," I say, but my voice catches, betraying me. He nods, unconvinced, and walks Elev, muttering to a woman beside him. I lean against the wall, my pulse loud in my ears. Someone's starting to see me, not the lie my family sold, but the truth I've carried for 8 years. It's terrifying and electric, like stepping into sunlight after too long in the dark. I'm still steadying myself when Emily, Daniel's fiancée, calls me over to take a photo of her with some guests. Her smile's as warm as before, but there's a question in her eyes now, like she's piecing something together. She hands me her phone, and as I frame the shot, a text pops up on the screen. It's from my mother. "Eleanor, keep Nathan away tonight. No scenes." I freeze, the words slicing clean through me. It's not just that they erased me, it's that they're still trying to, even now. When I'm standing right here, my thumb hovers over the screen, and for a second, I imagine replying. Letting her know I'm not a ghost she can dismiss. Instead, I snap the photo and hand the phone back. My face blank, but my chest burning. Emily doesn't notice, but the hurt settles deep. Another layer of their betrayal. I've spent years proving I'm more than their silence, but seeing that message feels like they're stealing my air all over again. I step outside to the patio, needing the night to cool my thoughts. The stars are sharp above, and the faint hum of crickets mixes with the party's noise. I'm alone for a moment until I hear heels clicking on the stone. It's Clara, my sister, clutching a folder and talking low to a man in a suit. I stay in the shadows, unnoticed, and catch her words, Daniel's next album, all original. I've got the contracts ready. She flips open the folder, and there it is, my signature, forged in her neat cursive, on a page claiming my unreleased songs as Daniel's. My stomach drops. These are tracks I've been saving. Ones I wrote for my son, Lucas. Late at night when the world felt too heavy, Clara's not just rewriting my past, she's stealing my future too, handing it to Daniel like it's nothing. My hands shake, not with fear, but with a fury I've kept buried too long. I want to storm over, rip the papers from her hands, but I don't. I breathe slow, letting the anger sharpen my focus. This isn't the moment to break, it's the moment to build toward. Back inside, Emily's chatting with the professor now, her head tilted like she's listening hard. I catch her glancing at me, then away, her smile faltering. "Did you know Daniel from before?" she asks when I pass by. Her voice soft but pointed. I pause, feeling the weight of her question. "Not really," I say, keeping it vague, but I let my eyes hold hers a second longer than I need to. Doubts creeping into her doubt about Daniel, about the story she's been fed. It's a small crack, but it's enough to keep me steady. I nod and move on, my steps firmer now. The party's still spinning, but I'm not just a guest anymore. I'm a thread pulling loose, and soon they'll all see how much their tapestry unravels. I find a spot near the dessert table, picking up a cookie I don't eat, just to have something to do with my hands. An older woman nearby, maybe a family friend, smiles at me like she's trying to place me. "You remind me of someone," she says, then shrugs and turns back to her wine. I smile faintly, my heart heavy, but not sinking. They're starting to wonder, to question, and that's more than I had an hour ago. I'm not here to shout my truth, not yet, but I'm here to let it whisper, to let it grow until it's louder than their lies. The party's pulse hasn't slowed, but I feel it shifting, like a tide pulling back before it crashes. I'm Nathan Harper, standing in my family's Virginia estate, no longer just a shadow they ignored. The professor's question about my song, my mother's text to keep me hidden, and Clara's forged signature on my music, they're stacking up, quiet but heavy, like stones in a wall about to topple. I'm near the dessert table, the uneaten cookie still in my hand, its crumbs dusting my fingers. The quartet plays on, but the notes feel sharper now, cutting through the chatter. I'm not shouting yet, but I'm ready to speak. I move toward the center of the hall, where Daniel's holding court, his laugh loud as he clinks glasses with guests. The screen behind him goes dark, then lights up again, a signal for his big moment. He steps to a small platform, guitar in hand, and announces he'll play something special for Emily. The chords start, soft and familiar, and my chest tightens. It's Hollow Light, a song I wrote at 20, when I was crashing on a friend's couch, pouring my hurt into every line. He sings it, word for word, claiming he wrote it for her, and the crowd sighs, charmed. I stand frozen, my breath shallow. It's not just theft, it's like he's wearing my skin, passing it off as his own. But then I hear a voice behind me, a woman in a navy dress, maybe a critic. "That's Nathan Harper's Hollow Light," she whispers to her friend. "I heard him play it at a dive bar in Richmond 2 years ago." My heart leaps, not with anger, but with something fiercer hope. I catch Daniel's eye mid-song, and he stumbles over a lyric, just for a second. He sees me, really sees me, and I don't look away. I slip toward the bar again, needing a moment to steady myself. The same bartender's there, wiping a glass, and he slides me a water without asking. "You okay, man?" he says, his voice low, like he's seen nights like this before. I nod, grateful for the small gesture, and sip the water. It's chill, grounding me. That's when I overhear Emily in a corner, her voice tight as she talks to Daniel, who's off the platform now. "Why is your sheet music got Nathan's name crossed out?" she asks, holding a folder I didn't see her grab. Daniel's answer is quick, too smooth. He was a buddy who helped out years ago, then bailed. Emily's quiet, but her frown deepens, and I feel a spark of possibility. She's not buying it. I stay back, my hands steady now, knowing the truth is starting to breathe on its own. Then my mother, Eleanor, moves in, her heels clicking like a countdown. She pulls me into a side room, the kind we used for holiday dinners when I was a kid. The door shuts, and it's just us, the air thick with her perfume and something heavier control. "Nathan," she says, her voice soft but sharp. "Let's not ruin this for Daniel." She slides a check across a small table, 5 figures scrawled in her careful handwriting. "Take it and go. Start fresh." My stomach twists, not at the money, but at the offer itself, another attempt to erase me, to buy my silence like it's a bill they can settle. I pick up the check, my fingers steady, and tear it slowly, letting the pieces fall to the floor. "I'm not for sale, Mum," I say, my voice calm but firm. Her eyes widen, just a flicker, and I walk out, leaving her with the mess she made. That moment feels like reclaiming a piece of myself, not loud, but solid, like setting down a weight I've carried too long. Back in the hall, the crowd's buzzing, but it's different now, less celebration, more curiosity. I catch the professor from earlier, the one who recognized me, talking to a small group. He's holding a phone, showing them something, a video maybe, of me playing at a local festival last year. "That's the guy," he says, pointing at me across the room. "Nathan Harper, not some collaborator." His voice carries, and heads turn, eyes landing on me like I'm a puzzle they're starting to solve. I don't smile or wave, I just nod, letting their whispers build. Emily's watching too, her arms crossed, and Daniel's beside her, his grin faltering. My sister, Clara, hovers near the screen, clutching that folder of forged contracts. But she's not looking at me, she's looking at the professor, and her face is pale. I lean against a pillar, the cookie long gone, my hands empty but not shaking. The room feels smaller now, not because it's crowded, but because the truth's taking up space. I think of my son, Lucas, asleep at home with my partner, Alex, and I know I'm not doing this just for me. I'm doing it for him, so he'll never have to prove he's enough. The quartet shifts to a slower song, one I used to play on our old piano, and for the first time tonight, I feel like I belong not to their story, but to my own. The air in the Virginia estate feels charged now, like the moment before a storm breaks. I'm Nathan Harper, no longer a ghost slipping through my family's celebration. The professor's recognition, the critic's whisper, Emily's doubt, and my mother's failed bribe. They've built a current, and I'm standing in it, steady, ready. The quartet's gone quiet, and the crowd's chatter has a new edge, eyes darting between me and Daniel, who's still by the platform, his guitar propped against a chair. I clutch a folder in my hand. It's weight more than paper. It's 8 years of proof, of truth I've carried alone. My heart's not racing, it's calm, like I've been waiting for this my whole life. I step forward, the polished floor creaking under my boots, and every head turns. I don't raise my voice. I don't need to. I have something to share, I say, opening the folder. My fingers are steady as I pull out the first page, sheet music for Hollow Light, dated 10 years ago. My handwriting clear in the margins. "I wrote this," I say, holding it up. Not Daniel. I flip to emails from my old college account, sent to a producer who never replied. Pitching songs, Daniel now claims. Then the bank record my college fund. Every cent wired to Daniel's Juilliard tuition the summer I was cut off. The room goes still, the kind of quiet that hums in your bones. I look at my father, Thomas, by the bar, expecting a glare, but he's staring at the floor, his shoulders slumped. That silence hurts more than his anger ever did. Like he's admitting it not to me, but to himself. Emily steps up, her face pale but firm. "Can I see those?" she asks, her voice shaking just a little. I hand her the folder, and she reads aloud, her words slicing through the hush. "Wire transfer, August 2013. Recipient Daniel Harper. Authorized by Thomas Harper. Gasps ripple out, soft but sharp, like stones hitting water. Daniel opens his mouth, then closes it, his hands twitching at his sides. Nathan helped with some stuff, he mumbles, but it's weak, unraveling. Emily shakes her head, her eyes wet. You said he was nobody, she says, loud enough for the front row to hear. I don't feel triumph, just a hollow ache, because I wanted family. Not this. Clara tries to jump in, her voice high and brittle. He gave us those songs. Okay. He didn't want them. She's clutching her forged contracts. But the professor interrupts, his tone calm but cutting. I checked Nathan's work online, he says, holding up his phone. His indie album predates Daniel's by 3 years. Same melodies. The crowd shifts, murmurs growing. Neighbors, friends, strangers, all piecing it together. I catch an older woman, maybe my old piano teacher, pressing her hand to her mouth, her eyes glistening. I nod at her, not smiling, just present. And it's enough. My truth's not a whisper anymore. It's a voice, clear and steady. Emily turns to Daniel, her engagement ring glinting as she pulls it off. You stole his soul for your spotlight, she says, her voice breaking but sure. She sets the ring on the table, a small clink that echoes louder than it should. Daniel's face crumples, but he doesn't chase her. She walks away toward me. I'm sorry, Nathan, she says softly, her hand brushing my arm. I nod, my throat tight. I don't need her apology. I need this moment, this air where I'm seen. I glance at my mother, Eleanor, by the door. Her face is tight, but she doesn't move. No defense, no words. That's their confession, louder than anything they could say. I turn to leave, my boots slow on the floor, the folder tucked under my arm. Guests part for me, their eyes heavy with questions. But I don't stop. I pass the dessert table, the bar, the screen still frozen on Daniel's face, and step into the night. The air's cool, sharp with pine, and I breathe it deep, feeling lighter, not free. Not yet, but unburdened. I think of Lucas, my son, waiting at home, and Alex, who's always had my back. This wasn't for them to see, it was for me to finish. So I can be whole for them. I don't look back. The truth's out, and I'm walking away with my name. 3 weeks have passed since I walked out of the Virginia estate, leaving my family's lies exposed under the chandelier's glow. I'm Nathan Harper, sitting at my kitchen table in our modest Richmond apartment. Sunlight spills through the window, warming the scratched wood under my hands. The air smells of coffee, and from the living room, I hear my son, Lucas, humming a tune he made up, his small voice weaving through the morning. My partner, Alex, sets a mug beside me, his fingers brushing mine, a quiet anchor. Like always, I'm not the same man who stood in that hall, folder in hand, proving I existed. I'm lighter now, not because they apologized, they didn't, but because I let go of needing them to. Yesterday, a letter came, postmarked from Daniel's new address. I recognized his slanted handwriting before I opened it. Inside, a card with a generic sunset, words scribbled in a rush. He's sorry. He was young. He didn't mean to take everything. I read it once, my jaw tight, then slid it into a drawer with unpaid bills. It's not closure, it's noise. I don't need his regrets to know my worth. My phone buzzes a voicemail from Clara, but I delete it without listening. I've heard their script before, and I'm done auditioning for their story. Instead, I focus on what's real, my guitar by the couch, its strings worn from late-night writing, and the album I'm finishing, funded by gigs and grit, not their approval. This morning, I signed papers for the Harper Music Fund, scholarships for kids like I was, stuck in homes that don't see them. I sat on a Zoom call with lawyers, my laptop balanced on Lucas's coloring books, and clicked submit as Alex squeezed my shoulder. It's not grand, but it's mine, built from years they tried to erase. I think of the kids who will get those grants, who'll play their songs without fear of losing them. And my chest swells not with pride, but purpose. Later, I'm in our community garden with Lucas, kneeling in the dirt. He's planting marigolds, his hands caked with soil, giggling when a worm wriggles free. Some roots hold you back, I tell him, brushing a smudge from his cheek. Others, you choose. He nods like it's simple. And I smile, feeling the truth settle. My family gave me roots that tangled and choked. But here, with Lucas and Alex, I'm growing new ones strong and free. Looking back, I see what silence cost me, not just songs or years, but the weight of believing I had to earn their love. Family isn't a chain you wear, it's a circle you build. I forgive myself for staying quiet, for carrying shame that was theirs. Truth doesn't always mend what's broken, but it clears room to stand tall. If you've been pushed aside, know your story's enough, not because they hear it, but because it's yours. I lost time proving I was worthy, but I've learned you don't owe silence to be seen. You rise, not from their ashes, but from your own roots, chosen and true. Thank you so much for watching this video all the way through. Family can be a place of love, or the deepest kind of pain. If you've ever felt mistreated or taken for granted by those closest to you, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. You never know who else might need to hear your story.